I wouldn't assume the state of your closeness or the state of the family bond based on the fact that you refer to them as your step sibling, your half sibling, or your sibling, if that makes any sense. But I think some people take a real offense to the word step or half. And in many ways, I can see it almost eroding the actual meaning of a word because they feel a certain way about it. In many ways, I'm quite a literal person and I do like things to be quite factual. So it really pisses me off when people attempt to change the original meaning of a word because it made them feel bad. And I think it's also a sign of when people talk about the literary crisis. People don't actually understand the meanings of these words. They have taken their feelings and made it the meaning rather than seeking out what the meanings of these words were to begin with. To go back to that video I was talking about, the person who was attacking this woman for referring to her stepson as her stepson was like, why aren't you calling him your son? Why are you calling him your stepson? And I'm like, there are all sorts of reasons why she might be referring to him as her stepson. First of all, he is her stepson. That is not to be questioned. That is what is factual. And you can love your stepchild, but refer to that child as your stepchild to pay respect to a parent that is no longer in a relationship with the person you're now married to, but is very much a present parent. Not every child is looking to a step parent to replace an original parent. So sometimes those distinctions help because there's respect on all sides. Everybody understands their roles and there are no issues, there's no drama. But I did find it particularly weird that this woman was really confused as to why a stepmother would refer to her stepson as her stepson. And I think she failed to realize that not every blended family has those issues. Sometimes families really do come together and it's a seamless experience. They can refer to people as who they are without it being a big deal. But I did find it really interesting that she was really going after this woman as if she was wrong. Meanwhile, the woman who was referring to her stepson as her stepson was completely right because that was not her child. That was the child of her husband. Sometimes people truly do not know the meanings of words or how they've come to be. And rather than take a step back and go and find out what the meaning of the word is, they then try to force whatever principle that they carry on other people without realizing that I get that you have a problem with the word, but other people do not. And everything is not about you and everything is not about your experiences, and you have to come to terms with that.